Hello and welcome to episode 12 of our Let's Play for The Lord of the Rings. In the last episode, we returned all the Black Rider cloaks to Elrond here, and it was decided that we can go ahead and start our journey to Mordor to destroy Sauron's ring. And we've done everything else we need to here in Rivendell as well. All the items and little upgrades and quests we can do there. So there is one more thing we're going to have to do and before we enter Moria into the south here, and we'll be taking that path that we've ignored for the most part up until now. The eastern road leads into Redhorn Pass. The southern road leads to Moria. I'll go ahead and say that we won't be going to the Redhorn Pass yet because well, a couple reasons. There's nothing we can get there right now. The only thing that you can really do is damage yourself. There's some orcs you can fight and 3 empty caves to explore, and but you can't even make it through the whole pass because it's blocked by a snowbank. So you'll end up having to find another way around. I will say that you can use the little glitch where you walk up and down and change the leader when he's on the, or well, to whichever character's on the other side, basically, to get by that if you want to. I won't be doing that. But we are going to return to the Redhorn Pass later, so we will need to hang on to the warm clothes and the mirror for when we do enter there much later in the game. But anyways, you'll want to keep going south along the path. Legolas says that long ago elves dwelt here. Only the stones lament them. Deep they delved us, fair they wrought us, high they builded us. But they are gone. They sought the havens long ago. You'll want to go off to the path to the west a little bit here when he displays that text. Although I'm not sure that builded is a word. Maybe it's an old English thing or something, but I've never heard anyone use builded before. I'm kind of going to the south a little bit as I go. There's kind of this big hedge that's somewhat shaped like an oval, but we're looking for these hills down here in the southwest part of this side of the river. Because there are a couple barrows here, as we see, that we can explore in them. And basically, there's 4 barrows kind of set up like, or 5, kind of set up like a cross with one being in the middle. And we're in the eastern one now. Much to your surprise, there do not seem to be any spirits within this barrow. But we can find something else in this barrow if we use perception. You have found a bag of ancient gold coins. They appear to be of human origin, possibly from Gondor or even Numenor. There's something of value here. They only turn out to be silver pennies, unfortunately. So we're at the eastern one, and the next one we'll want to find is the southern one. The one in the middle is actually two hills, excuse me, similar to the main barrow that we entered in the Barrow Downs. The spirits of this barrow rise and bow to Aragorn. Your Majesty, one says, long ago the people of Numenor came to this place to make a home in Middle-earth. Then Sauron came and corrupted many. We spirits of the faithful request a boon. Well, we'll have to see what that boon is. To our shame we cannot help thee, and need request a boon of thee, to free us from the curse of Sauron. Kind of curse did he put on you? The curse of Sauron that has robbed us of the gift of death and made us subjects to unending weariness. In the central barrow, the wights of Sauron have hidden a magic ring. To free us, destroy that ring. We'll just add it to our list of rings we need to destroy. What kind of ring are we dealing with? The power of unending weariness is bound into a ring that is buried in the central barrow. Well, it said about the coins that these guys were from Numenor. Numenor, gift of the valor to those men who fought against the great enemy, yet faithless in the end were we, alas. We can ask him about Sauron. Maybe he'll tell us why he cursed them. That we listened to him, the Lord of Gifts he called himself, but he took both life and death from us. Well, if all we have to do is destroy a ring, that doesn't sound like it should be too hard. But before we leave this barrow, I'm going to use perception here again. In a corner of this barrow, Athelas is growing. Or Athelas. You say it differently, I guess. I've heard it said both ways. Athelas is probably better, actually. But anyways. Before we go to the central barrow, I'm going to pop into the western one real quick. The barrow wights rise from their cold dead beds, an inhuman look on their dead faces. Their movements are slow, their chants ritualistic, like the rites of their ancestors, the black Numenorians, who made sacrifices to the Dark Lord. But we only have 2 barrow wights to deal with, thankfully. Yeah, but basically what that ghost there was talking about, Numenor was kind of an island to the west of where we are now, but it was given to them by the gods basically because they fought against Morgoth, who was Sauron's master, and they imprisoned him. But the only thing they were told is that they couldn't sail west to the Undying Lands, and Sauron actually convinced them to do that. So they lost their land, and I guess that's maybe why he cursed them. They had a thing going on. But we can use perception in this barrow as well. Pretty sure we can. I guess I was mistaken. Alright, so we'll go to the central barrow then. And you get attacked by 3 wights in here. Looks like we'll have to give Mary a little food after we finish this battle. Although the reward we'll get from the boon is that everyone's going to heal a little bit of damage, so maybe we won't have to after all. And we'll want to find that ring that we were told about. There's something buried in the center of this barrow. We know who the go-to guy for that is. You dislodge the prize. This ring is adorned with many vile runes and a pearl carved to resemble a skull. Its power mesmerizes you, almost. Sensing that you intend to destroy it, it transforms itself into an evil spirit and attacks. There's only one ghost, so he shouldn't even get a chance to attack us. Hopefully. There we go. The ring spirit is destroyed. It retreats into its ring, but the ring itself has been splintered, and a west wind blows the spirit away. For a brief instant you are surrounded by smiling faces, but they too fade, content at last. And if you try and go back to the ghost, he'll still be there, but he won't talk to you anymore. So I guess he is at rest now. And in the west barrow again. Well, there should be a stone there that you can read, but the message isn't even very important. I just thought I would pop in and see while I was here. But I guess I didn't do something right or something. It wasn't that important anyways. So that's all we needed to do in the barrows, and so now we can return back to the path and continue on the path south to Moria. It's kind of a pain in the ass sometimes navigating through all these little trees and bushes and stuff. But we have the ruins here. It looks like that we're near the path, and sure enough, here it is. So we'll just keep along it to the south. And as long as you find the path there, there's no way you can overshoot the mountain pass that goes into Moria, so... Oh, I guess I haven't really talked about the different combat options here in too much detail, so I can go ahead and talk about that. The hobbits don't have any weapon skills, so that's why you don't see any for them. It just defaults to the attack option. We'll pull up another one. Okay, so Boromir's got sword skill, so the sword skill is block. And basically that will, it'll do less damage to your target than a normal attack will, but next time you get hit, it'll do a little bit less damage to that character. And the elves, we've got aim, which is a more accurate attack, but your character will also take more damage the next time he's hit, which is why I moved the elves away. And dodge, it'll dodge the next time you get attacked. That's pretty self-explanatory. And we should have one more to talk about. Gimli here. Swing is a more powerful attack than a normal attack would be, but it's also less accurate. So there's a bit of a trade-off with all those different techniques. And so here's the entrance to the path that goes to Moria. And that's actually going to be quite an involved part of the game, navigating through all that. Which is very good that we have Gimli with us, because he will help immensely with that. I just want to follow the path around and come to what appears to be a dead end. Gandalf mutters words from under his breath and passes his hands over the surface. An arch comes into view, decorated with symbols of the elves of a region and the dwarves of Moria. An elvish inscription says, "Speak, friend, and enter." Gandalf stands at the gate and frowns. He tries many passwords. Aedro, the elvish word for open. Nothing works. The password must be elvish. Those characters are elvish letters, Gandalf says. You would think the words on the door would be less cryptic than "Speak, friend, and enter." Well, it was actually, the word friend was separated by commas, so that may be of significance. But we know that melon, or melon is what it looks like to me, is the elvish word for friend. So we actually can use that as the word of power that will help us out here. And I'm going to use Gandalf's because he's the leader, and he's going to have chances to pick up more words of power in Moria, and if you have too many, those chances will be lost. So I'm going to try and get rid of his.
Hey, Drow!
Steady, easy, Bill. Oh, Gandalf will have that gate open in a minute.
What if he can't?
I have never seen anything Mr. Gandalf couldn't do.
Sam, fireworks are all very nice, but this is elf magic.
Hina Navatrim Lasto Beth Lamen Hortlin Hour!
What a people you dwarves are for hiding things. On the gates of your most wondrous ancient kingdom you write, "Speak, friend, and enter." And no spell in any language can open the door.
Aedro! Aedro!
Why do you keep looking at the lake, Frodo?
Aedro!
I'm afraid of it.
Aedro! And there sits our quest. He had to bring a wizard at all. Perhaps it should have been his friend Aruman. Be still, Boromir. Why? There are other ways to turn our wizard's bolt. I said from the beginning. Gandalf, you old fool. Mechlon!
So all you had to do was say, "Friend," and enter.
Those were happier times. Let us go.
So it looks like we'll have to deal with the monster in the lake before we can get into Moria. But you only have to fight 2 of the tentacles. And it's actually quite nice that a lot of our party is close to them, because it can be a kind of difficult navigating everybody close enough to the tentacles to hit them in such a narrow space. Sometimes you might have to just skip characters' actions entirely because you just can't do anything with them. Which is also, I think the tentacles can attack you from, can attack whoever, no matter how far away you are from them. So that just makes it even more frustrating. But we seem to be getting close here. There we go. And if you just walk towards the wall there.
Into the gateway! All of you!
Poor old Bill. Poor old Bill.
A little lag. The black halls of Moria continue to ring with the shattering echoes of slamming doors. From outside, a noise of rending and crashing comes dully through the ponderous stone. It comes to you that the sound tell of the destruction of the great holly trees that once flanked its western gate. A pity, since the trees were beautiful and had stood for so long. Whoever was its master and whatever its intent, the crashing boulders confirm that the way behind you is now sealed by the creature from the waters. The Fellowship's only paths lie ahead, into the depths of Moria. Yeah, we can't go back out by the entrance, and you'll notice we're in the dark here, and we could equip a torch, but I don't like to do that because whoever has the torch equipped gets a kind of a crappy weapon. So once I heal Gandalf from, well, I'll go ahead and do this first actually. I like to use Gandalf's Illuminate spell, and that'll light things right up, and then since that took a bit of damage from him, we'll give him some mushrooms. Although he has a huge amount of life, so that's not too much of a problem. But anyways, now we have to explore the rest of Moria, but I think that we will start tackling that in the next video.